What's up everybody? So today I'm going to be giving you guys a video basically on the best settings for basically any Rocket League player in the game. If you are playing Rocket League, you should be using settings like this, and if you aren't, then it's definitely going to be holding back your rank and how good you can get at the game. So we're just going to go right into it. I'm going to explain basically the settings and what like you can use. Like basically what I'm saying is these are like the best base settings right here. I'd say these are like the most average settings, and they're the best settings to start with basically. You can change these. You can go up and down a bit, like change it up, but I'd say like, go like one or like one up or down basically when you're trying to, if you want to change these settings for your liking. But yeah, I'll just like run through quickly what everything is about here. So, field of view, you typically want this on 110 so you can see the field more. It just gives you a better view. The distance, that's just like how far away the camera is from your car. 270 is like the sweet spot for most people, I'd say. But some people like to change it a bit. The height, 100 is like the average. Some people like going 90, some people like going 110. As I said, you need to experiment with these settings. Change some stuff around, see what you think about it, see what looks good. Angle, this depends on your height. Like if you're on 100, you want to go like -4. If you're on 90, you want to go -5. 110, you're gonna -3. Just change it around according to your height. You want the angle to be kind of looking down in your car a little bit. Stiffness, this is kind of like how loose your car is. So some people are confused with this, but I'll show you real quick. So stiffness, you see the way the camera zooms out when you're boosting and stuff? That's the stiffness. And also when you're like moving your car left to right, your camera kind of like moves around a bit. The higher your stiffness is, then the less that will basically happen, right? And then vice versa. So I'd say a lot of people go like 40, 50, keep it in the middle. It's just a good medium, not too loose, not too stiff. And swivel speed, this is like moving your camera around with your right joystick. A lot of people, around the mid range as well. Transition speed, 1.2 seems to be pretty popular for pros. It's like, this is basically like ball cam to, yeah, basically when you turn on your ball cam, the transition speed to it. A lot of pros go 1.2, that seems to be like, it's a little bit faster than the default, but it's not like too fast because people don't like the instant transition. So yeah, and also make sure you have camera shake off, please. Camera shake is really bad for all the beginners out there. If you have that on, you need to turn that off. It'll really help out your gameplay. So next here we have the controls, alright? So we have the steering and aerial sensitivity. So this is kind of like, this controls how much like minor adjustments you can make on your sensitivity, right? When you're like steering and stuff and doing air, it's basically just, the higher your sensitivity is and the less adjustment you can make. It'll be like, it's a weird setting, like, but like when your sensitivity is really high, a tiny little movement on your joystick will result in a high like motion movement, I guess. So you usually want to keep this quite low, but not too low. Like the default at 1 is like too low because it's just like, it's really slow and you can't really do stuff as fast, right? So a lot of pros, they go around like 1.20 around here to 1.4, but some pros go over that. But I like going 1.3. I think this is a nice balance. It's not too slow, it's not too fast. Feels good. And controller dead zone. this is kind of like, yeah, so the default is 0.2, which is very high. The lowest you would want to go is, I mean, 0.5, 0.05 you can go on that, but I have stick drift, so I have to go 0.1. And yeah, controller dead zone basically, it's kind of like sensitivity. It's how minor adjustments, it's how your minor adjustments are on your steering, and the lower your dead zone is, then the better. But you know, there's stick drift, which is basically, if anyone doesn't know what stick drift is, it's basically when your car steers on its own. It starts steering on its own. If I go into 0, I'll show you real quick right here. If I'm on 0 right here, look at this. My camera is like all moving around and stuff. I don't have my hand on the controller, and you can see it's just steering on its own, right? So you want to find the lowest controller dead zone where that does not happen for you. Make sure that it does not happen for you, okay? You know, even the tiniest little bit, it's really bad, because that can mess up your, like, you know, that can mess up the closest hits to the ball, basically. So yeah, just experiment with the dead zone there. Dodge dead zone, this is like your dodge, like this. It's basically how much you need to push your joystick in order to dodge. And if you have this too low, then you're gonna run into the backflip problem where you go like this when you're trying to go up for an aerial. And if you have it too high, then you're just gonna completely miss a dodge. So you want to find a balance on this as well. So, you know, a lot of this, the control setting here is definitely all about experimenting. Camera settings, you don't really need to experiment with those. Like, it's not really as much as a, like, you could literally put on these settings right here and you'd be good to go. Like, you don't even need to change those, but these you kind of need to change them according to your controller and according to like your own preference. So dodge dead zone, yeah. For me, 0.75 feels good. I don't really. I feel like it's, you know, I can do stuff really well on it. I don't feel that bad on it. So yeah, I've been experimenting with this recently though. But 0.75, I'm probably gonna stick on this. I think this is pretty good for me. Controller vibration, you want to turn this off. It's just a distraction, really. It's just you know, you can't. It kind of hurts your ability to do minor adjustments on the car. Mouse sensitivity, okay, yeah, this is all keyboard stuff, but I don't know anything about the keyboard stuff. This is about controller. Alright, so interface here. So this is actually kind of important as well, even though it's just interface, but nameplate scale, this one, you want to put this up. The default is 100, but you probably want to put this up to like 140, 150, like somewhere around there, because this is basically like, this is how you're going to see your teammates and everything on the field. So it's quite important for it to be clear to you where everyone is on the field, you know. So yeah, try, you know, get it to a point where it's like bigger than the default, but it's not too big that it's like just covering up too much on the screen. Nameplate scale, just keep on default. Match notifications, I go time updates only. You don't really need to see all the saves and like shot on goal and all that stuff on the screen. Connection quality indicators, yeah. Colorblind mode depends. First default team colors, preference, notifications during gameplay. Yeah, team color boost. This is just like the color of your boost on the bottom right. Metric, ball cam indicator. I'd like to turn this off, but if you're a new player and you want to like know when you're in the ball cam, then I'd keep this on. Ball arrow, you want to keep this on for sure, because this shows you where the ball is when you don't have ball cam on. And then yeah, this is whatever. Video, okay, so if you're on PC, then this is the part for you, but if you're on console, you'll have some of these settings, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like on console, I just recommend just putting everything on low. But for all the PC players, I'll just quickly run through what you should have here. So for resolution 1920 by 1080, make sure in full screen. Turn off vertical sync. And anti-aliasing off, render quality high quality, and then frames per second, this depends on your PC. Then texture detail, well, okay, so all these settings here, I would have them on the low settings, but I want to have my settings a little bit higher, you know, because I want my stream to look better. I want it to look more high quality. But if you're on PC, then literally just put everything on low, assuming that you don't do any sort of videos or anything, because this will just give you the best performance. Or if you just wanna, if you want your game to look good, then these are some good settings here that I have. They don't really hurt your FPS that much, and it still looks really good, man. So yeah, they are basically all the settings, bro. Audio, this doesn't really matter. Just, you know, it's all a preference, everything like that. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the settings here. So yeah, as I said, you know, just go base your settings off of the ones in this video. You know, experiment with them, see what feels good for you. You know, don't change your settings a lot. I do that sometimes, but you want to kind of find some settings, and then you want to stick with them, so that you can, you know, you can get good with those settings. You know, so. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this video, bro. I hope this helps you out, man. If it does, then please sub to the channel and like this video. And yeah, I stream daily on this channel, so if you want to stop by and stream, then yeah, sub with notifications so you see when I go live. I'll be live right after this video, if you're watching this, like, when this just got posted. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys next time, bro. Peace out, everybody.